we can get going. Let's start with the we have somebody else join.
Yeah, this is my boy Markel from school. I
Okay.
told him he could just listen in.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So let's start with the Nasdaq. That's what we
All right.
normally start with anyway. So uh kind of start on a higher time frame. I think was it 2 weeks ago I was telling you, we're gonna come to about 16 and you're like, I'm so bearish on the Nasdaq. And here we are. 16 what? 16.3. I think this is a strong reverse reversal from the sell. Um, we've closed well inside the KC channel. So, I expect us to continue to go up, maybe with a minor slight pullback. If I look at it from a daily perspective, I think it's also looking very strong on the daily perspective. The only thing is on this 12 hours, we've got a pink candle here that needs to be exceeded. But having said that, I think we go up first before we come back for it. I think we go way up first before we come. Something similar to like here, where we went way up first before we came down to exceed it. I think this we will go way up. And I think for me, next week, I would expect us to probably do a double top, 2023.63 maybe, to the 200 MA, which sits around 22.69, somewhere there. And we might face a bit of resistance because it's the previous top. So,
Well, if we
um,
do that, then you're setting up for inverse head and shoulders. It'd be pretty nice looking.
yeah, so I think that's what I'm seeing with it. And I think again, yesterday I had a call with my brother. He also thinks the same as well, and that's his rice target minimum of about 19.6. Um, and this is mine. I think 23 probably. So in between somewhere here and here, price will definitely fall in there somewhere somehow next week. So let me stop sharing. Maybe you
Cool.
can share your screen and talk us through what you see
Let's
in.
see. Send request.
Right. Yeah.
All right, you see me?
Yeah, I can see your screen beautifully
All right, cool. So I think when we met last, which was about 2 weeks ago, we had
up
this
there.
first
Yeah.
this first candle break in that Bollinger Band, and I was
No,
thinking that, we're
actually, it
probably
was the it
gonna.
was the one that closed above the red line, because that's 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yeah, yeah, 2 weeks
Oh wait,
ago.
this is the monthly though.
Oh, this is the monthly. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
hmm
Fair enough. Okay. Okay. Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, I think we caught it right here at the
Yeah.
first break, and I
Yeah.
said, the only thing really holding this together is this blue line. So as long as we're above this blue line, I think we'll be good. Um, if any closes before below this is going to be really bad, but just seeing how this wick was absorbed, um, it's looking really good. I mean, I guess we could, if we go down to the weekly, we could kind of see what's going on here. Okay, so we have a full, when you look at the volume signatures, we
And
have an
golf.
engulfing here. Yep. So
Hmm.
that is good. How many? And we closed above the lower Bollinger. So I think sideways at worst, bullish at best. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that there is much more downward pressure here from what I can see.
Agreed.
Go check out the daily, and then we have this is a very nice close here. This bounce off of the lower band. We
Hmm.
love to see that.
Mm.
So, as long as we stay above 18.2 on a daily,
Yeah.
I am bullish on the Nasdaq.
Beautiful. Okay. Cool. Let me take over. If you stop sharing, then I'll
Yes.
claim it. Share
What are
my
we on to
screen.
next?
We're on to next SPX. XPX is very similar to the Nasdaq anyway, but I think again, for me, looking at this again, it's very similar to the Nasdaq. They all kind of look very similar. This is a good bounce. We're back into the KC channel. Um, looks really good, strong volume. Definitely, big buyers are in the market based on this big candle here. So volume. Um, and we came right to the top of 2020. I think it's 2022 here. That was a top here. Yes, that's where we came to. We came
Nice.
right to 2022, which is like a big support zone. So, which is really good. And then if we look at the daily, very similar setup. I don't have any pink candles here that worry me. There are no pink candles on 12 hours that I worry about, except for this. But again, it's very similar. I'd expect us to go first and come back for it later. So even if we come back for this, I'd expect us to go up to the 200 EMA, somewhere around here. 5.7, between I guess 5.5 and 5.7, more likely get to those zones before even we think about coming for this pink candle here. I mean the 4 hours is looking bullish. We had some more buyers step in. So I think Monday will go up. I think we'll go up. Go and test the 400 to MA, 200, yeah, EMA or MA. These two, one of them will be tested. And then maybe after that, we might then come back for that pink candle, which is sitting around here, which is sitting around 5.1. So maybe we come back and do somewhere here, like this is it's 5.064, something like that would be my kind of bounce area. I think my brother's bounce area is somewhere there in the wake of that candle, but I'd expect us to go up on Monday first and then come back down. So let me stop share and then uh you can share your bit. Yeah.
So I guess this goes along with NASDAQ as well. One thing we have to remember is price is not going to be bullish below this upper Bollinger. Now, the monthly is going to be the most forgiving for catching trends. The second most forgiving is going to be weekly, and the third least, or the third most forgiving is going to be, or the third least forgiving, I should say, is going to be that daily. So what I'm trying to say is it's going to be easier for price to get above and stay above this monthly Bollinger Band. Okay. Um, Price is not going to move up sharp and fast if we are below this upper Bollinger. It's just the way it is. It is just the way it is. Price is not going to go up at any reasonable rate under this upper Bollinger. That's why I like using these because it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
price isn't gonna, we'll have drops like this, but if price isn't below this lower Bollinger, I mean, the monthly is a bad example, but here we are above the upper Bollinger. If we stay below this, we're going to go sideways. We could give it a chance to reset. Um, but I want us to be above that upper Bollinger, and then I will kind of be a little more happy.
Mm,
But let's see what the weekly does. We just touched the bottom of it. So obviously we're going to have a bounce there. I mean, if we would have that's free fall level if something would have happened below here. So we need a bounce at this level. It just is the way it is. We're below the midline on the weekly, which is not good. So we have the 555 level on the weekly, and then on the monthly we have the 558 level. So they coincide pretty well. So when we see something like that, we'll just we'll plop a little line there just to remember. And then just to pop down one more time frame as we filter down, we go to the daily and we're above the lower. So, what it's looking like right now is it's probably going to be some sideways action, even though these are nice volume signatures here.
hmm.
Um, I'm hesitant to be extra mega giga bullish until we can break above this uh upper Bollinger on the monthly. But as soon as we do, I mean, all systems go.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Next one is sure. Okay. So the next one I think is Bitcoin or the dollar actually. We can briefly have a look at the dollar, just a brief. Dollar is really got a big selling candle, which is well outside the channel. So chances are, we're going to go lower first, slightly lower. I mean, we can bounce back up, and I think that's probably what I would expect is a bounce. Then you saw, with this sort of volume signature we've got on the 4 hours, and also the daily closed outside the channel as well. So, but there's a gap here which I think will close. It's more likely to close. Yeah, where is it? 4 hours. So, I think we'll close this gap, which is sitting somewhere there. So, come into Monday, I think we will potentially try to go up and close this gap. And then continue down one more first. So be like if I get my brush. So, it'll be like that, and then that, and then you can have a rise up, something like that. So that's what I'll be looking for on the Dixie is bounce up, but slight bounce to close the gap and come back down to form. The final kind of fall zone for me is here. X marks the spot. So I did put a trend line which tracked. It's been tracking it from donkey years. Oh, come on. I don't need that. Uh, right from base, basically cuts through there, cuts through there, cuts through here, cuts through here. So and then it comes here, and then I was like, okay, then let me also take the tops. So I took the most point here, and I just cut across here, cut across there, and I bring it right into it, and they cross somewhere there. So I've always been, waiting for this zone to be hit. And we just slowly coming in there, and I think next week we'll be there. That's because of this pink candle, basically. So there's a pink candle here, which I'm waiting to be exceeded. So this has to be exceeded, and it's sitting at 97.6. So when you draw a line there, the two meet here, and that's a beautiful place where you can get some kind of reaction. So I think it probably will pierce it a little bit, actually. It could pierce it
Hmm.
slightly, pierce it to maybe about 97. And then we will hopefully at that point start kind of trying to come back up into the band again because with the KC channel you can't stay outside the KC channel like the Bollinger. Yeah, KC channel you can only stay outside it twice. If you're lucky, two candles. That's the best you'll get on the KC channel. So I'd expect one more, at least one more, because we closed outside it. You're gonna get one more, and after that, you're gonna come back roaring back into it again. So I think the dollar. That's what I'm seeing
Look
in
at
the
those
dollar.
pings on that Bollinger, dude. Like it's just like ping off the lower band there. Just like
Yeah,
it's just popping
but
off
but
of
the,
it, man.
this is the KC channel though.
What's a KC channel?
So I've got two. I've got two. So I've got a KC channel and I've got a Bollinger. If I put a Bollinger on, you see, right? So you see that the Bollinger it pierces quite a lot, right?
Hmm.
You can see here like the Bollinger is being pierced here. Here is gone way below it, right? Way below it. But you would see that with the KC channel it's basically if you don't break it, you just go off it. But if you do break the KC channel, you have like one more, like you go lower one more, and then off you go. That's it. Like you don't stay outside it quite a lot. It's very, very rare that you will stay outside the KC channel on for days or for weeks. No.
Yeah.
The best
It's because
you
it's the 20. It's the 20 MA. It's
yeah,
it's a little more sensitive.
the best you will get is probably 2 weeks. So normally when I'm looking for a short, If I see the first one, I know there's going to be a second one. So after the second one, I'm looking for a short. Straight up. If you go outside the KC channel, I'll be looking for a short. Straight away, I'll be looking for a short because I know you'll be coming back in. And you'll be coming back into the nine at the very least. Um, Especially when it's done. Like if you look at this, you go outside, you go one more, you come back into it. You go outside, you close outside, you go one more, you come back into it. And that's always the case. So this is the similar. Let me put the Bollinger. Let me minimize the Bollinger. Uh, where's my BB? Yeah. So with this setup, I would expect this to come. If I was trading the dollar, then I would be putting my order right at the bottom here, somewhere there. I'll get picked up easily, and it'll be a very good entry, and it will give me back up straight up. So I think a bit more downside, but I think the dollar will bounce quite hard after that. One more zip to the downside on the dollar, and that will kind of bring it into kind of a place of I mean, instability outside the band, and it will come back into the band. So, but once we get to these points here, I mean, it's if we get below here, then you're thinking, okay, we've got one wave to the downside here, you've got another one here, and then you've got a third one here. Three drops to the downside, you're gonna get very big move to the upside on the dollar. So which means the dollar is gonna get very strong. Probably towards we are in April, May. I would say in May, the dollar will be very strong in May onwards. So that's the dollar. Let me stop sharing and then maybe you can share a few points on that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's the one.
Hmm. Well, we broke the range, I'll tell you that. So, a lot of macroeconomics going on with this, because I'm not really seeing any structure to anything. I mean, the low was just crushed, so this 0.618, I know we had to talk about it at on previous meetings, and I think it is just gonna be a
It'll be hit.
magnet.
Yeah, it will be hit. 97, definitely. Yeah, 100. We'll hit that one. Okay, cool. So let's go to Dixie Dixie. Let's go
BTC.
to Dixie Dixie BTC. Move it to here. Pick it up from there. Okay, so Bitcoin, I really like what I'm seeing on Bitcoin, I would say. I really like it. So, um, you know, right from there, you know, we've kind of dropped a level here. We've dropped another level there. We've dropped another level here. Three levels to the downside for me. Big strong volume on this candle. I don't think we're going to reverse this candle today. I don't think so. So we're going to definitely close with a very strong bullish, close here, with strong volume sitting on it. So I would expect us to do something like that. Again, something like that is what I would expect us to do. So we will go up, hit somewhere there, 89K, 90K maybe if we're lucky, and then kind of reverse it back down, back into similar to the Nasdaq really, because we go up and then we come back down, do a lower high, then we continue the journey. That's when we actually get the explosive move. I think that's what I think. Um, and we have a pink candle, which is sitting around. Where is it here? So we have a pink candle sitting here, 74K. But I don't expect us to come and just exceed this just yet. I think we will go up first. So a bit more upside, and maybe if we come back down, then we may go lower. We may go lower than the 74. Um, because if we do start coming back down, then this is an area of attraction. That's 74K. Maybe we'll go to 73K. Um, but with this signature that I'm seeing, there's on a higher time frame, the daily and the weekly, it's not telling me we're just going to come back down straight off. No, it tells me there's momentum to the upside first. And the 4 hours, there is momentum. Um, you know, we kind of consolidating around the 200 EMA here. Normally, I think I'd expect this anyway because there is a dead crossing coming as well. So we do have a dead cross coming. We had the first one here, and this is my second one. And when it does happen, it will push price slightly lower, but I wouldn't expect us to go back down to kind of those levels. I'd expect maybe we come back to about somewhere here, 82K, 82K as a kind of a pullback once the dead cross happens. And then we will go up a bit more first before we kind of come really down. So it's looking good on Bitcoin. It's really looking good. I like what I'm seeing. We still, and another point to add is we kind of bounced off the KC channel. You can see here rejected, here rejected, here rejected. That is strength, basically. I see that as a real strength. Same as here, rejected, rejected, off. And here, if you close outside it, then you're going to have at least two more, which is what we had, one, two, then off. But here we didn't close outside, so we went off straight away. And here we haven't closed outside, so I'd expect us to go off. And we should go, ideally, oh, sorry. Ideally, you would expect us to go higher or equal higher than this because this setup even was not as strong in terms of volume than here. So if we say, this is actually a double bottom as well, isn't it? It's a double bottom, almost like a double bottom here. So I'd expect it to go higher than the top here, 88K. I'd expect us to go higher than that before coming down to kind of test lower prices. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Stop there, and then you can give us your
Oh,
thoughts.
do I have a lot to say today?
That's good.
So, just to prove a point here,
Hmm.
we gotta let's zoom out, okay? This is the beginning of Bitcoin in July of 2010.
Hmm.
Now, I've measured everything that's happened as far as the ratios of bear to bull, the ratios of as far as time, bear
Yeah.
to bull, percentages gain, bear to bull markets. This is all data that I've measured on the ticker called BLX.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
long
You
it's
showed
a
me, yeah.
long-term chart.
You
Yeah.
did, yeah, you did show me that. Yeah.
So currently so this, if we go back in time to like 2021, 2022, when we were over here, based on my measurements, I predicted, no, I'm not trying to S my own D or anything too crazy, but just based on what Bitcoin has done in the past, what is it most likely to do? So I drew this white line from this bottom to this top. Now we got pretty damn close,
Mhm. We
okay?
got very close, yeah.
And
126.
we are running into a bit of a problem here because the time limit is over. Um, and there's really no other way to put it. Uh, the math from as far as days go, from when you look at everything else and you find the next average, our time is up. So if we want to go into an actual real-time chart, um, the Bitcoin has this is a it's consolidation. So we're absorbing, we're finding what direction we really want to go. So we're going to take all the buys off the table. We're going to take all the sells off the table. This thing could be very jagged and volatile for the next couple months before eventually rolling over. Maybe we could honestly put in another,
Double,
like
double,
try to somewhere up here.
double top.
Yeah, and then we're rolling over. I mean, in this is crazy. This we're not gonna get up here. There is no way in hell we get up there. We might get to like we got a nice red candle, couple red candles here. So I mean, best thing we could do is probably like 95K. And that would be one wick in 30 minutes. And then it would end up so beaten down that it would probably end up turning red eventually. And then that is going to send Bitcoin to like the nether realm because when there's going to be so many cells that happen up here that it is just going to be a bleed down. But I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's very speculative that BLX chart that I have. Um, but I really have nothing else to go off of besides my own studies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I could,
Where's your Bollinger Bands and
I'll
stuff
show
like
you.
that? And what is it saying?
I mean, it's looking good. We got to bounce off the low here, and we're kind of flirting with the midline. Um, Upper Bollinger for this week is going to be around 92, 93. Uh, I don't think Bitcoin, I mean, it's Bitcoin needs to decouple from the stock market and follow gold, man. I don't know what is happening, but just for like what is gold? Like look at this. This is what Bitcoin should be doing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but gold is topping out. So gold is basically is a short for me at the moment. Like if you it's run its course. It's run the course. It's
You're
gonna
shorting that, dude?
let me well anyway, you let's finish Bitcoin, then we can
Yeah,
have a
I'm
bit of
done.
a
I'm
debate
done now.
on a bit of a debate on gold. So if I share my screen again, I'll show you why. Uh where's my Safari anyway?
I'm about to drop my Bitcoin for gold, dude.
Let's have a look. So gold, right. Let's see why I say I don't okay, gold. Okay, right. Okay, let me use the other one because this is pounds. We don't want pounds, we want dollars. Okay, so the reason why I say it's topping out. So I'm not saying it's topped out. What I'm saying is it's topping out, right? Okay, so if you look at the history of this of gold on these KC channel, right? You close outside, yes, of course. You go a few days up, 2 days in a row, collapse, right? Okay. Another one here, big strong candle. And if you came to buy this and you didn't take profit very quickly, you got dumped, literally.
Why are your candlesticks so big?
They are volume
I like
candles.
that.
They are volume candles. So that's why these are volume
Dang.
candles. So like this is a big volume candle, right? Okay, so it's similar.
All
Okay,
three of them.
yeah. So we've closed outside, which is good. Next week I expect this to go up a little bit more. I expect a bit more upside. But the person who is buying this thinking, oh, actually we're going to 4,000, is going to be disappointed, very disappointed, because next week, not next week, Monday you go up, Tuesday you get something like this. You get
Right.
something like that. It will be something like that. And then you'll be back into the KC channel all the way back to the point here of 3-1. And then of course, I then look at it from the whole structure of it and say, okay, if I look at all these kind of like moves on gold to the backside, right? And look at it on, say, let's use the daily chart anyway, it's fine. So here, that's our peak on RSI. Okay. Okay, we'll go up some more. We went up some more. How many days since the peak? We got this one, two, three, four,
You're
five,
too
six,
zoomed in.
seven. Oh, you can see, yeah? Is it better?
No, like just like you're using data from 2025 still. Like that this chart goes back to the 80s, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure.
I can pick any point, any point, any point and show you the same. It's the same. You have a big point on RSI, you hit a peak on RSI. Yes, you go up a little bit more three times. I call it three peaks. One peak, two, three. That's it. You're done.
Let
You
me see the
collapse.
current now.
If we go here, let's pick it up from here. Right here, this is the one peak. That's one peak. Okay, that's one peak.
Hmm.
That's two. That's three. You go down. That's what we've done. And now we're doing something called this is another nuance of my market analysis is I call it a switchback. You know, the same way that when you go to the lower Bollinger Band, no, the lower KC channel, and you close outside it and you go lower again, right? So if I bring like Bitcoin's
It's
example,
kind of like the PVSRA reversal.
yeah, so if I bring Bitcoin's example, right? So you if you close outside it, like even this one didn't close outside, but you do kind of a reverse engineer, right? So back down again first before you go. That
Yeah.
same principle applies to also
So you
when
think
you
it's a
get to the
stop hunt?
top. Yes, it is. So, and
Gotcha.
so you're going to get this kind of squeeze to the back again,
Okay.
and then you're going to have your proper correction on it. You get a proper correction, which will come to the lower Bollinger Band. Um,
What percentage do you think that it could be a new cycle, a new wave here? Like the
um,
instead of it
I
being a
mean,
short, like what percentage could it be
it
an
needs.
actual?
I mean, the correction we need to get close to like close to the RSI oversold regions for me to say, okay, it's a new cycle. With this one, didn't get anywhere.
Oh,
We
okay.
we got to like 44. If you look at this one here, which began the new cycle, the RSI hit a point of about what, 32. That's fine. It's close to 30 enough.
Yeah.
And then you do have that switch back again. Like, you can see you hit the low, you try to go, then you have your switch back into it, right? So switch back in. That's exactly what we've got here. So we've hit our point of high and we're having a switch back, and then you're going to have a proper correction, which brings us, bring us, when I see the RSI somewhere in the close to 30, then I'll say, okay, it's a new cycle. We're starting a new cycle. But um,
Look at
this,
those volume bars, dude. Total engulf right below your cursor there.
yeah, this
The
one,
first
yeah.
volume pane.
Yeah, this is the one
No,
that,
those ones. Not the PV, the first volume pane
you mean
right
what?
below your cursor. Like
These ones,
the
these
yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, these are volume candles. Yeah, they are huge. But
You gotta
anyway,
pay for those?
yeah, you have to, yeah, you pay for it. Yeah. Anybody who wanted to buy, this was your buy signal. Gold,
Yeah.
this was the buy signal, and then you would have been in it for at least 3 days, and you'd be
Yeah,
doing
it's
really
too
well.
late now.
It's too late now. You're going to just be, you're going to be li exit liquidity for people who bought here
Oh
to
yeah.
sell onto you. So I don't think gold is got a
I
lot
think
of
Rich has
legs
a
to
good
it.
target though.
Yeah, yeah. His target is, I think it can be hit. Yeah, I mean, if you
Definitely.
put if we take this one here and say, okay, look, what was the percentage move after we closed outside? Okay, we did about 1.4, 1.6. So if you say, okay, let's even do 2% from here and say, let's do even 2%, I would say somewhere around 3.3, probably.
Yeah,
Three
it's
three, yeah,
doable.
which is doable. Yeah, but it's not a big move. It's not a big trade on a higher time
No,
frame.
no.
So, and if you go to 4 hours, for example, like it's already giving you the signals that look, I'm beginning to lose steam. This is telling you that is beginning to lose steam. You can see the volume of selling that's coming to the market. Look at that volume selling. So people are starting to take money off. The big people who bought here and here are taking their money. They're starting to take their money off the table. And retail will hear, oh, gold is hit 3,000, it's going higher, come and buy. and they'll sell into it for you and bring you crashing back down.
Yeah.
So I think gold doesn't, I don't see much prospects with gold, but it's going to be a little bit of upside. I want us to talk about a few altcoins, and I think the reason why I think I'm really bullish on altcoins at the moment. So Bitcoin dominance is clearly topping out. So we've got uh, the three peaks again, right? Peak one, peak two, peak three. So three peaks again is going to collapse. It's going to collapse back all the way down here to 58. So, and even if I go to daily chart, you can see it's already started. So you can see the energy flow is going down and down and down, right? Energy flow is going down. So and we've crossed the RSI has crossed as well. Um, and so we had this pink candle. So as soon as it was exceeded, I knew we are going to go bounce the other way. So we've done that. Now we need to come back lower. So we're going to go lower, which means altcoins are really going to run this coming week. So this week, altcoins will have a field day as Bitcoin goes to maybe 90,000 as we discussed. So um, I'm kind of turning a little bullish on altcoins. I've got a few coins I want us to maybe discuss. Polkadot, I like Polkadot. So on a weekly chart, we can see that the volume, so the big buyers have stepped in, and you can see that. So from the volume candles, they've stepped in clearly. They're buying. Those people that bought here, they've come back again. They're buying here. You can see the volume is comparable. If you see the volume here to the volume there, it's comparable. It's comparable. So it's strong volume. That tells me they are buying. So if you're buying at these levels, you're going to make money. There's no pink candles that I see which haven't exceeded. Anybody who trades off these pink candles will make money if you're patient. That's the key. Look at this. This was October. Someone who said, okay, I know at some point we're going to go below this price of 366, okay, and then we go outside the Bollinger and they start shorting, right? Just take reasonable shorts and manage your risk so you don't get liquidated. Just short, 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 and just do nothing until it comes below what? 366. You'll be sitting on a chunk of change, huge amount of change. So, this is my new trading strategy. It's pretty simple. When I see them pink candles light up, I know we're going to come below at some point. I just wait for us to go to the other side, and I'll just start shorting and wait. I'm going to wait for you to come back to that. So, I mean, and we've done that. So now we've exceeded it. It's go time. It's go time. So I do expect us to go, depending on how Bitcoin behaves, of course, but in the short to medium term, I think, maybe about $5 to $6. I think Polkadot can hit $5 to $6 on this bounce, which would be a tidy profit from almost like doubling your money, really. Not doubling your money because, yeah, double your money on a spot bag, but if you do leverage trading, then you're gonna make quite a lot of money on it. So that's Polkadot. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if you have unlimited money and you just throw money at stuff, but I mean, if you're how do you know when to stop? You know what I mean? I mean, I get what you're saying. It does look good, but you know, you're you gotta have a little bit more than like if you see the pink candle, you're gonna short it when it goes up because I mean that went from like 290 to like fucking like $9 or
$11. No,
$7.
but if you
Yeah, that's
started here,
insane. You're gonna get liquidated. That would
no, if
never work.
it's so no, no. If you start, I said when it goes to the other side of the band, that's when you
Oh,
start.
okay. Yeah, there you
You
go.
don't start shorting from here. So, like anybody who
I was
started
gonna say,
shorting
I was like,
this
oh my God.
$10, if you started at $10, taking shorts at $10, okay, you went to what? $11. So if you manage your risk and you say, okay, well, what's my
Yeah,
liquidation?
but I mean, in reality, what you're gonna do is you're gonna short as soon as it breaks on the green candle. So what is the close of the green candle to the left of your cursor?
It's 1051. So if you
Go
short at
down a little bit to the
1051,
top of the candle.
this one,
No, because you're not gonna. What are you gonna wait until the you're not gonna catch the tip. You're gonna get it as soon as it breaks the band.
No, no, no. You have to wait for the candle to close. So you
Oh,
have to
okay.
wait for the weekly close. Like today,
Gotcha.
me and you discussing it, preparing for next week, you would know that okay, this is closed. So Monday morning, you will know, okay, where did we close? We closed here. Okay. Well, I'm gonna place an order, two orders, maybe 5% at the top and another 5% slightly above it. That's it.
All
5%,
right.
10% of your account size, you
Oh
won't get
yeah.
liquidated on a 10% of your account size. You will never get liquidated. Based on
Yeah, it
this
looks
setup,
good.
you won't get liquidated. But it's the same principle applies here. Once you've come low and exceeded it, you get exponential moves to the other side. And at least the top of the band you should expect.
Okay.
The top of the band you should expect that as well.
So
So,
you're using it as kind of like a as like a signal as a trend reversal.
yes, it's a trend reversal. This is a trend reversal because this
It's technically called um the the buy or the selling power is
is drying out.
stopping.
Yeah, it's
It's
drying
called
out.
stopping power.
Yeah, it's drying
Um,
out. So, and this is where the key, I guess, this is where big money came into the market. Big money came in when the selling dried out. So, as you explained the first time we got together, it creates an imbalance because we move so quickly away, right? So quickly we move away. So, price has to come back to that zone to rebalance the order book. So,
right.
price always comes back. I'll give you another example, right? So let's go to like Pendle. Pendle is another one that I used to track. Okay, so if you see Pendle here, right, and you look at it from here, look at this, right? This pink candle here, which happened on 22nd of January, right? At that point, I hadn't really perfected this strategy like I know now. Okay, so and I made mistakes when I see it. I'm like, okay, it's going to go lower, so let me take a shot. Then it takes me way high, right? Now I realize, oh, actually, no, you need to wait. You need to wait for it to go and break the band way up, break the band, like, go way up and break the band. And even here, anybody who said, okay, look, we've broken it and took a shot here at the top, you did really well. I mean, it brought you back to what? Like, what's the percentage drop from here to here? 32%. That's not a bad trade. But
You just rolling no stop loss?
no, you don't need stop loss. You don't need stop loss. You just buy, you have to buy what your account can handle. So if you got $1,000,
Yeah, you just have to isolate it
you
though,
just
right?
only buy 100 pounds.
You don't want to do
You,
cross liquidation. You'd want to isolate that 5% to its own account. Sorry, I'm just trying to
yeah,
understand
you can do it that
the
way. Or for
intricacies.
me, I do cross because if I have like 1,000, let me get a note here. So if I have 1,000, right, $1,000 to trade with, I only trade 15% of it, right? 15% is the maximum I'll trade of the account. So that's what 150, right? So
Hmm.
maximum margin on a trade is 150 at 10x leverage. So the 900 left is like your volatility balancing money, right? So if you took the short here at what, 328 and it went to say it went a little bit higher because you took it at 328 and it went to 338, you go down a little bit. You go down maybe what, 100 pounds, 150 quid, right? However, after that comes your real trade, which is what, about 30 something percent, right? Down, which means your 150 probably becomes 600 quid, about 600 or 700 quid. Then you close the trade. You close the trade because you know it's going, this is the attraction point. This is the attraction point. Um, and because we didn't go below it, I know we'll come back for it. So you can close that trade, you can close that trade, take the money, um, take your 700 quid or 600 quid, but look what happened afterwards. We then went bombastic, right? So bombastic up. I guess we go all the way up here. And guess what? In August 24, yeah, so August 24, guess what? We came below it. $1.84. This is $1.78. So, if you
Looks good. Yep.
yeah, if you it's a very simple, but it works. The only thing is you got to know when to actually pull the trigger. Now I've kind of figured out when I need to pull the trigger, and I would only do it when I see these candles show up. Then I'll start shorting. When I see these candles, if I see this, I'll wait following week to see what happens. If I get another one, I'm not going to take a short.
Make
If
sure you're
we,
waiting.
yeah, if we don't have another one, and normally with the KC channel, you get two, only two. Two, if you
Okay.
close outside, you're going to get two. One, two. If you close outside, you're going to get one, two. So you just wait for the second one, you know, and you just let it close, patience, and then you open you at the close of that candle, you just open your short. That's it. If you want, when this closes, you put it at the top, leave your order at the top, and wait for it to be pick you up, and you don't touch it. And you know what they do? This kind of swing back, right? The same thing we find when we get to the lower part. You touch, you swing back. You touch, you swing back. That normally is what scares everybody off. Because if you, let's say you open your short here, right at the top, let's say you were lucky to open at 7:30. You then come down here and make so much money, you see your money all the way back to zero. Yeah, you will.
Oh
So,
yeah.
or back to zero, and then you'll be
Been
like,
there.
then you'll be like, oh, hang on a minute, this is gonna go way higher. So let me close the trade. You close the trade, and guess what? That's when the real money shows up. So, it's two things. Either, you open the trade and it's gonna get to the nine, and you close it at the nine and wait for the switch back. Then open the second trade to take you all the way to come and exceed that candle. Um, so, but yeah, but I'm liking some altcoins at the moment. I'm
Dang,
liking,
red day.
yeah, today will be that. Today will be like that. Today will
Why
be
is
like
everything
that.
red?
It's normal because it's that same old switch back thing. Um, I'm also liking a render. Like render, for
Five,
example, I'm
five,
liking it,
four,
right?
four.
I'm liking render. And the reason why I'm liking render is guess what? We've exceeded our pink candle on the weekly chart. So you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna go bonkers. It's gonna go bonkers on the other way. This is a normal pullback on it because the week is coming to a close. Maybe we come back to about, I would say,
What
342.
happens when there's no pink left to go after?
It's going up.
It's gonna
It's
go up.
up. It's going up because selling pressure is finished, as you were
Because
saying.
there's no pink left on the
There's
table.
no pink left on the table. So it's going to
So
go
when you
up.
see something like that, that's like a ding ding ding.
That's a buy. That's a definite buy. I mean, there is a pink candle here. Here, you see, look at this. We go below it, off. Go below it, off, we off. Um, there's one that hasn't been exceeded, which is here. So it's on 4 or 8 hours, right?
Uh-oh.
But here is the deal. We will only come for this after the price is gone all the way to the other side of the Bollinger Band. Where is the Bollinger Band
Oh, okay.
sitting? Sitting at $7. So after we pierce the KC channel twice, that's when we'll come back. And if we're going to come back, we are coming all the way below $2.52.
All right.
Yeah. So when you when you take a shot at that point, you do nothing until you see we are below here, $2.50. Then you close your short. So I'm liking Renda as well. Renda is also looking good for, a big move to the upside. We've got there's another one. Aves, I didn't like Solana. I did like Solana. I like Solana because the same setup. We've exceeded a pink candle. We have a divergence on the weekly chart. big volumes coming to the market, you're going to go all the way to the other side of the Bollinger Band, which is about 236, 236. Then, and I'm sure if I go back, there's one that we haven't exceeded yet, which is this one, which is sitting at 95. After that, we can come below 95. Um, so what you were saying, I think makes sense in the sense that, okay, Bitcoin goes up slightly, maybe to double top. What you're saying makes sense to me. Bitcoin goes all the way to the other side of the Bollinger on the weekly chart. Where is it? It goes up to the Bollinger. That's a double top. It's not able to pierce the Bollinger and then starts returning back. What you're saying makes sense. Makes sense. And that then brings us all the way back and we come well below this low. And who knows where we land? Maybe we land at the 200 moving average, which is sitting, and
Yep.
of course, this will
That'll be a
move
little
up.
higher. Yeah.
Yeah, this will move up. So you can say maybe about what, 55K, 56K,
You could always wick below it.
something like that. So but this is the time to make money on the altcoins because if you miss this period, this short period of bounce on the altcoins, the altcoins will come crashing back down again below their lows anyway, most of them. So it's a great
Anything
time to
else you want to squeeze in the recording?
um let's see. I think those the only coins I like are, I like Pendle, I like Solana, Aave, I like Aave as well. Aave is also looking good to me as potential bounce to, back to the top Bollinger, 312, as well. Pepe potentially yes as well because it's kind of we've been rejected off the line. We didn't even touch it. So, we can go all the way to the 16, double top 16 type scenario, maybe go slightly higher, 18, something like that. And then collapse back down and go below this because I think it will probably come all the way down to the bottom here at some point. Um, but let me stop this recording. I think that's enough for the day.